I buy a lot of tennis cards, and every now and then I'll buy a bigger one. And today was one of those days. And I kind of just wanted to walk through how I decide what tennis cards to buy, whether I think it's a good deal or not, and my overall process for tracking my collection. And so overall, I would say my foundation for building my collection is always focused on elite players. I don't think it varies regardless of sport, and tennis is no different. And so when I'm looking at what tennis cards to buy, I'm looking at primarily the most well-known players, whether it be Nadal, Federer, Djokovic, Alcaraz, Sinner, Serena, Venus, those types of players, players that everyone would recognize, whether they're not a tennis fan or whether they are. And this is one particular card that I keep on my watch list and happened to see it pop up for a pretty good deal today, or what I thought was a pretty good deal, and decided to snag it. And it's from the original 2003 NetPro set. It's the Rafael Nadal, considered his rookie card, and it's out of 2000, as you can see on the back. And overall, it's a pretty popular card. Definitely 2000 for like a rookie card of a super well-known player. Definitely going to be in demand. And cool picture in my opinion. And then going to be a PSA 10. And I saw it pop up for $699 being sold by PSA. So typically what this means, if it's sold by PSA, it means that someone either shipped the card directly to the PSA Vault, or they graded the card and then had it stored in the PSA Vault afterwards. And PSA is selling it on behalf of sellers on eBay, and you can purchase directly from them. And what I think is really interesting about PSA is you can do the normal where you have it shipped directly to you, or you can do where they call free instant delivery, in which case they'll just transfer the card the directly within the PSA vault, but it doesn't actually move in actuality. It's just the ownership transfers from whoever had it before into the buyer. And so what this does is saves on time. It's immediately in your PSA account. You can list it. You can do buyback offers, things like that, as well as having the opportunity to save on sales taxes, since you could see the PSA Vault is located in Delaware. And so any purchases that you do with the PSA Vault, you don't actually have to pay for sales tax. So especially on an order of $699, like it is in this case, can save a lot of money not being sales taxes. And so how did I know this was a good deal? And so kind of this is the process that I personally go through when trying to decide whether I'm interested in a card or not. First, I'll just look at the card on eBay overall just to see what the other listings are. You see right now, there's a live auction from the PSA Vault here going for $650, ends in 3 days and 20 hours. And so there's still a lot of time left on the auction, and it's already up to 650. And of course, there's no guarantees that it's going to go above 650, but I think normally what you see with like 4 days left is not actually the price that it normally ends at. So if I had to guess, I would say this would probably go above 650 would be my guess. But of course, again, you never know. Maybe someone bid super high right at the beginning and it's not going to go much higher, but just if I had to guess, it would be higher. And then, of course, you want to take a look at like what other listings there are out there. And so in my case, like I said, it was $699 that I bought it for. You can see other similar listings about 1,000, 999, 1,100, 1,000, and so on. And of course, again, these don't mean anything necessarily. Like it hasn't sold at this price, obviously, so that's probably not what it's worth. However, I think what I'm looking for mainly when I look at this 699 compared to other listings is just to make sure that 699 is indeed the lowest listing. And based on what I'm seeing for this card, it does seem to be. And then, of course, there's other ones like in different grades and things like that. But at least for the PSA 10, 699 is pretty low compared to the other prices out there. And so felt pretty good that this was the best deal I could be getting at the time. But that's only step one. Step two is I want to verify with Card Ladder. So this is the one that I personally use, but you can use like Market Movers. There's a couple other ones as well. But I would say Market Movers and Card Ladder are the most trusted and typically the most reliable. You can see here, this is the one that I actually bought on August 18th for $699. And then you can look at the previous page. So 900, 800, 950, 900, 800. all within the past couple of weeks. And I'd say this is a pretty good tracker to say that this card has been selling in this range between like 800 and 950. And they all are fixed prices. So that is a little bit of a difference where a lot of times you might look for like what an auction sale was. Like in this case, auction was 630, 564, and 1037. Kind of depends where it was sold. But yeah, you want to take a look at all different types of listings, all different date ranges, and you'll see like this card looks like it's been trending up over time, especially in the past couple of weeks or so. And so based on the trend, I felt pretty good that 699 was a good price that it was listed at. And then I just want to do one more due diligence. This is a free website, so Card Ladder you have to pay for, and I find it pretty reliable. But just as a free website to double check, this is 130 Point. This is a site that a lot of people use as well. And you could see they already have my 699 listing, and pretty similar to Card Ladder, it seems like the last sales were all in that 900 to 950 range. And yeah, if you go back even more, like sometimes it was lower, like at the beginning of this year, it looks like it got down into like the 400s. But yeah, it's been trending up over time. And then if you go back even more though, like 2025, so last year this card was actually looks like pretty close to like 1,000 to 1,500, and so it seems like it had fallen a decent amount from about last year, and then it's been on the rise again. And so that's typically how I just judge my purchases. Of course, you never know whether it's actually the best price or not until you try to go sell it again. But in this case, kind of going through the data, seeing number one, that there weren't any listings other than this one that were comparable to that 699. Then on Card Ladder showed that it seems like a pretty good deal. And then on 130 Point, yeah, also confirmed that that's the case. And so that's kind of how I got to the conclusion that this is a good price. And of course, this is a card that I've been monitoring closely, wanted to add to my collection, and so decided to buy it at this price today. And there's always listings that pop up for any type of cards. I would just say be patient. If it's not the price you want or not exactly what you're looking for, then of course you can always wait a little bit. But if a good card at a good price does come along, then you can choose to buy it as well. And then just want to show how I then categorize it in my inventory. So you'll see this email. This is what I got. Bought the email or the purchase email saying that I bought it for $699. And in this case, yeah, no tax or anything like that. So this was the final sales price. And then I'm going to go to my card inventory, which is what I use. It's the tool that I built to automatically track your purchases. And so you can either auto forward emails or forward them manually yourself. And and what you'll see in this case is I forwarded that email to my address, and then it's auto parsed the details, so you can see it's captured that it's the Rafael Nadal 2003 NetPro Elite 2000. Parsed all the details, card number, condition, cost, when I bought it, things like that, order details. And so seems right to me. And so I'm going to go ahead and import this into my collection. And so just have it wait a little bit while it does so. And there we go. It has it in my collection. Even has the picture that was used in the listing. And so I think someone might have actually used this from the PSA, like PSA listing or something that they captured. It's a pretty nice photo, honestly. And so I'd be happy to keep that to describe the card. And then if you want to add any other descriptors, you can do that as well. Like if you want to say it's his rookie card, graded, things like that. And then NetPro Elite, all the details are correct here, graded as a PSA 10. 699 is what I paid for it. And then, of course, you can assign it to where you want. If you want to relist it in the future, if you want to have any notes or any photos. And so it already, like I said, captured that photo from the listing. And so if you want to take more, either when you get it in hand or add any other photos, you can definitely do that. But that's the one-stop process with my card inventory and kind of the advantages for using it into your collection. And so overall, that's again my process of how I determine what a card is worth, and as well as how I just super easy add it to my inventory. And again, if you want to check it out, it's at mycardinventory.com. I think it's a really helpful tool, and we do have a free version if you want to test it out. And yeah, happy to answer any questions, but hope this video helped.